Holy shit. Well, the news is obviously dominated right now by New Zealand. And, of course, I have to issue the obligatory disavowal and condemnation. Violence is bad. Violence is never the answer. I wish leftists and, governments and other groups would remember this when it comes time to decide how they're going to react. But probably they won't. And this guy is a really bad man. This was a bad man who did this bad thing. One of the baddest men in the world, probably within the top 2 baddest men in the world right now. And, if I ever saw him, I would have to buy him the alcoholic beverage of his choice. Purely out of fear, you understand. Because I don't want to be senselessly murdered in cold blood like his scores of innocent unarmed victims. So, bad thing, bad man, disavow, condemn. Strongest possible terms. I hope they throw the book at this guy. I hope they give him the Anders Behring Breivik treatment and at least 23 years in prison because he deserves it. He's a bad man. But that being said, I hope we can all agree that the real victims in all of this are the innocent white New Zealanders who are going to experience a browbeating over this with some kind of bullshit Islamophobia narrative. I mean, we can all agree that when non-whites or non-Westerners, when some individual commits a heinous and violent act, it's unfair to hold their non-white, non-Western group collectively responsible for that act. So I don't know why whites are supposed to take responsibility and assume culpability and do penance for the actions of every lone nutcase who inexplicably decides to try and defend one of our countries. I just don't understand that. It's a real double standard. So, let's remember that collective responsibility is bad. And, if we can't hold Muslims accountable for the violence of their co-religionists, and we certainly can't hold the religion of Islam accountable because it is a religion of peace. Just like, this poor deranged individual's ideology is an ideology of peace. We have to keep that in mind and, avoid, berating and browbeating innocent white people with these heavy-handed Islamophobia narratives and, not blaming this on white nationalism or anything like that because, that's too easy, okay? And, we all know it's wrong to do that with Muslims, it's wrong to do that with Islam, so it's wrong to do that with whites, and it's wrong to do that with white nationalists, if you really want to be consistent about things. But holy shit, Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, is this the worst Prime Minister since Angela Merkel or what? She's going to outgroup an Australian, which I understand there's the whole trans-Tasman rivalry and everything, so they do it anyway, jokingly. But gonna outgroup an Australian and say that he's not one of us or something, and then say that these other people who have no historical or ethnic or cultural connection to them whatsoever are, one of us. They are us. Come on. Obviously the most gruesome casualty of this attack is her pretense of concern and loyalty to her own country and her own people. And hopefully the credibility of the very idea of women in politics. Can we get past this now? Every country with a woman in charge is an absolute joke, and this does not appear to be an exception. So maybe that's one thing we can put to rest. Anyway, Stay safe, you guys. Definitely do not do anything like this ever. Please. Thank you. Bye.